I cried at work today, and I hate how stupid it makes me feel. To preface my post, I know crying isn't weak. It's healthy, it's important, but it's also really inconvenient at times. Also, this is not the end of the world. I'm just super frustrated today, and I'm letting it all out here. So I was at work today doing my thing. I get there in the morning, do some tidy up, and get ready to start with labeling containers. The person I informally report to comes by and tells me to make sure we have specific number of the specific size ready for tomorrow morning. I go and look in the back, and yeah, we do. We have so many of them ready that there's not any room for any more boxes. I think to myself, coolio. Guess I'll label some of the other sizes. And I get to it. 2.5 hours later, I get a phone call. It's from my grandparents who haven't spoke more than 10 words to me since I left their cult 2 years ago. This is already off to a great start. But wait, it gets better. Turns out one of my relatives is dead. It's the one I was never allowed to meet because they also left the cult. The one I used to fantasize about running away and living with. The one who, as I found out after I left, used to literally help people escape shitty living situations as a career. If I had known that 5 years ago, how my life could have changed. Anyways, they're dead. And my grandparent talked to me for the first time in years. And they grandparents, not dead relative, want to see me. Cool. At this point, I'm holding it together okay. I almost let out a few tears. But no, I'm at work, hold it. So I head back inside. Label some more bottles. Half an hour later, the other worker comes up to me, accuses me of never listening to them ever, yells at me that I should have done exactly as they said and not improvised, and why do they even bother? I'm confused. Apparently, they said to label that specific number of that specific size first. Never mind that there's literally hundreds of them ready in the back. Apparently I was supposed to do that first, even though we don't need them till tomorrow morning. Apparently the order in which I do things is very important, because otherwise I didn't listen to a word they said. Now, I make a terrible mistake. Instead of saying, yes, you're right, I'm the worst person alive, and I don't deserve to be in your presence, I instead try to explain myself. I know, rookie move. Anyway, it doesn't go well. I'm trying to explain myself. They're yelling at me, and nobody is having a good time. Well, maybe they are. What they're into. I've held it together so far. I'm getting a bit shaky. I can feel it coming, but surely I can ignore it. Yeah, right, El Mail. They're done now. They leave the room, and I immediately fall apart. We're talking sobbing, dripping snot, red face. I give myself 30 seconds to get it under control. Nope, not gonna happen. I decide to cut my losses and take my lunch break, meaning I have to do the walk of shame past multiple coworkers and my boss. To get out of the building, I stop at the aforementioned coworker and tell them, this isn't your fault, I just got bad news half an hour ago, and you sent me over the edge. I'm going to take my lunch now. And I boot it, cry in the woods for an unknown period of time, and then I give up and go home. So that was very much an off-my-chest dumping of info. Now I'd like to give some clarificational information. I have ADHD. Auditory processing is one of my biggest struggles. It is very much possible I misheard my coworker. Unfortunately, they have a tendency to give really vague instructions and then proceed to get very annoyed if I ask follow-up questions. At this point, I've given up asking follow-up questions. I've also only been working there for a month. This coworker is not a monster or a horrible person, as far as I know. They're just very abrasive and, in my opinion, annoying as FCK. Evidently, the feeling is mutual LMAO. I'm going to be fine. It's not the biggest deal. I'm only working there for 2 more weeks anyway. I really don't care. I'm just f***ing pissed right now, and I don't have anyone to rant to. So here you go. I hate myself for crying because I jump at every opportunity to hate myself, but it's not the end of the world, and I'm trying to show myself compassion. I highly doubt anyone's going to read this. I didn't think I'd actually post it, but now it's written out, so I might as well.